It's like an old
Wyndham has it on the far south side.
south side, but it doesn't have it running lengthwise. I think down there behind that wall, that 75 wall, it's like a cattle fence, like a just wooden barbed wire.
There's a little bit on the north side too.
Yeah, a little bit. Just be running east and west on both north and south side.
So.
Which they've covered. Well, they did.
And that fence is as old as the neighborhood fence.
Originally, yeah. So, we had to do some repairs after Irma. Remember, we had to do some.
And that's all preserved behind the fence on the back side.
Most of it, on the back side, yes, on the south end. The majority of it is preserved. I will say this. For what it's worth, that fence does kind of keep the encroachment of landscaping coming from to a minimum, to a certain amount. I would be worried if you just completely got rid of it and had it removed.
There's no delineation there of what's what.
That would, I don't know if you'd probably get a lot of questions of homeowners saying, hey, who takes care of this? This is your property encroaching on mine. This, all right, you have a right to protect your property.
They have a responsibility, actually.
Responsibility, so.
Back to their property line. There's no requirement for the adjacent property owner to enter onto your property to cut back their vegetation.
We would be reiterating that a lot.
The other thing I could foresee with this, since that is a large natural area to the south of you, is I don't know what kind of hog activity there might be out there, and if this fence does go away, then you could be dealing with hogs. That's the only thing I could think of.
I definitely don't want to.
And with all the other development going on around here, I'm sure there's a lot more stuff back there than we
All that push out there.
even want to know about.
This would have to be modified a little bit though, but I think they give us a linear foot addition price at the very bottom. I don't believe.
Yeah, $5.
$5, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, yeah, exactly. Removal, or that's removable.
That's what we're moving, but this is included in here.
It's not included. And how many people are talking?
Just to your point, it does look like on the north end of
Wait a minute.
Wyndham.
Yeah, there's like
I know what you're talking about.
40
Yeah.
feet or something like that.
Yeah, it's not much, but
It does actually include removal. That's just a catch-all. There's never remove something that wasn't.
Oh, anything that was not, okay.
actually, yeah.
These are pictures.
So we'd have that area.
Well, I don't want any hogs in the neighborhood.
Well, why don't we just use the line and we have access for the road, for new fencing?
Chuck, this would be in the Series 1 project fund, right?
This was not anticipated. Is it something that we could include? I'll have to have that discussion with bond counsel. And likely it could be if we have excess funds left over, but I want to clear that with them, and then we'd have to have the engineer modify the engineer's report that went with the bond issue itself to also include, that specifically didn't call up the fencing.
Okay.
This is in the scope of landscaping.
Good with that generalized language, there may be something in this.
Yeah. Okay. I'd like to go ahead with this, based on what Chuck can find from the bond council and how we can pay for this.
Let me review a couple of things, have a couple of conversations, and I'd say we defer this yet until November again.
Okay.
Should I, in the meantime, let Carter Fence know that, hey, we're highly interested in doing this, but we need to add some stuff that we see missing to try to get it more comprehensive?
Tighten it up.
Yes. Please do. Okay.
It's not hog season.
Hey, Chuck, Early?
Yes.
Hi, this is Chuck.
Hi.
I just also would Chuck or Chuck and John, when you talk to Carter, have them keep their quotes, proposals, because those numbers are only good for a certain period of time.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think a project this large won't be a problem, but have a conversation.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Tony.
It's just over a month old.
Yeah.
We use these guys.
But I think there's a time frame in it, well, I think it was 50 to 30 days, I can't recall, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
In the proposal.
Well, just tell them we're looking, John, you work with them.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we really need to do
Yeah,
that.
and I would suggest also, if it's possible, Chuck or John, if they could say it's construction, because it sounds like there's going to be new pieces as well as replacements, not just repair.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be replaced.
New pieces, I don't think there's gonna be any new additional fence.
It's remove the existing one and replace it.
That's important from the standpoint of whether it needs to be competitively bid or not.
Whether it needs to be what?
If it needs to be competitively bid, if we're doing new
Correct.
construction, we're just replacing.
Just replacing the
what's-
old.
What's there, yes.
old
We
and
won't
damaged.
be-
It's actually better if it's called construction, it's a higher dollar threshold. If it's repair and maintenance, it's $195,000, so that's why,
Just,
if it can be couched as
Yeah,
construction.
I would call it a capital replacement. It's capital replacement.
Capital
Like-
replacement.
Like what we're doing with the road is a capital.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
Just because again, there's two statutes at hand, and one has a higher threshold if it's a capital replacement.
Construction is nearly 450,000.
Yes.
okay. All
I
right,
saw that it gives a 5-year warranty as well.
nice. Against Hobbs? Okay. So we're good with that, with the fence? Weymouth we've done. Tony, the zoning for the Corkscrew Pines, you got that email? I forwarded that to you and Chuck?
Yes, and I also we got an email from Jim Hart about a month ago. I just sent him another email today. He's with the village, and he said at the time, they were waiting for additional submittals.
Right.
And so then you guys, I mean, they're trying to, but I understand, I mean, an email that the developer's trying to calculate the credits for what about South Florida Water Masters,
Right,
where they get their soft water permit.
right, so they're still working with them, so nothing has been done to date with any of that. They're still working on their permits and their approvals.
If you hear anything, if you hear anything different from the village, I will pass it on right away.
Okay, and if I hear anything from Ralph, I'll let you guys know as well.
Very good, thank you.
Is that for the storage unit?
No, that's for, the storage unit is on the far end.
Yeah, did they find somebody else in the other piece of land?
Well, that's what he's working for. He's got to get different permits, and they're asking him for different things. So Aldi's is not interested at this point in time. So I don't know, maybe they don't have somebody interested right now. But he's got to get other permits before he can go and get somebody interested.
And I guess he's got a replat too, because that's part of what the village and Jim Hart did.
Right.
So it sounds like it's all status quo, is sort of in limbo yet.
Right. But no gas station, which is good.
Thank goodness, I was just...
Oh, yeah, no gas station.
So any ideas what they're going to...
They have no idea at this point in time.
That should be like a park. Something-
Well, it would be nice if the village would buy it and make a park there. I think that would be a wonderful
There's
thing.
like a school there, like, you know, for the kids.
Yeah. You want to buy it? It would be nice if the village would approach them and see if they could buy it, but
It's something that we can all talk about, but like, no.
it's not our property,
I
so...
know, it gives them ideas.
Well, I do know that two of the village council people have spoken with them,
Okay.
so, but other than that, I don't know anything else. Okay. Consideration for the workshop for the 14th of November. Our meeting is at 9 o'clock in the morning. Their meeting is at 6 o'clock at night, and Dennis was thinking maybe an hour that we could work together. Is anybody here on the 14th? I know you're not, Chris.
I plan to attend both.
Okay. Do we need more than,
You're calling it a workshop?
Yeah.
No decisions? You don't need one.
okay.
What do they need from us?
Well, I think, and as we'll get on, and I think there's some interesting things, I don't know if you saw that. They are currently, or they decided at their last meeting that they were going to put additional stop signs in. And immediately when I got it from Chris, I sent it to Tony and Chuck. That's CDD roads, and they can't just put stop signs in, number one.
They're talking speed bumps.
Well, that's another thing, and I do understand that they already have them. And when I spoke with Dennis, I said, first of all, we're redoing the roads. You don't want to start putting those things down now. Second of all, stop signs not only have to be approved by the CDD, because it's our road, it has to go through the village, it has to go through the county, it has to go through FDOT. It has to go back to the original plans that this community was built on. And I also said that we had looked at it years ago, and that's why we cut back all the bushes at the corners, because according to engineering and traffic and all, the signs are where they belong and are within what we need for this community. So they have, at this point in time, stopped ordering stop signs. And I know they still want us to do stop signs. It's an engineering report, and there's so much involved, and quite honestly...
But the village actually blocked, I know it's been a while back, but I know one of the stop signs we looked at putting up was there at Brixton I mean, I know that's still a long stretch from, but we put it there because that's where people cross for the pool. So it made sense to throw up a stop sign there, potentially slow people down and give people a safe passage to the pool. And we looked at some other things too. And again, gosh, it's probably 8 years ago.
It is. Lou was the one who was...
But yeah, Lou was doing it. But anyway, the village blocked it at the end of the day, everything we were proposing, for whatever reason, but they had the power to do it. Now, maybe that will change now. I don't know. You know, I think we received an email from the HOA, and the theme of the overall, my opinion on the email was kind of negative towards us, like, don't try to block this kind of thing. Well, I don't think anybody here is trying to block it. I mean, I used to live on Brixton, so I know that long stretch of Brixton, yeah, I mean, it'd be great to throw up a stop sign there. I think there's going to be some real issues because you have driveways right there, and there's no way. I don't work for the DOT, so I don't know. But, so I don't think anybody on this board is saying you can't. I mean, there's procedures we have to follow. And there's engineering reports, and there's other government entities involved. It's all layers.
And the bottom line is, people take these stop signs as a suggestion only, as they are now. Putting up more, I mean, the more you put up, the less they're going to adhere to them. My feeling is that we really need some driving lessons for the community members. I just think it's going to be, there's so much more involved than just throwing up a stop sign. So, and I think that's one of the things that will be discussed at the meeting. I know they are talking about putting in some speed bumps or something, and I said to Dennis, not only do you have to get us to buy into it, but you're going to have to get the fire department and the EMTs, because they don't want to be driving over those bumps when they're in a hurry. So I think that's another issue that, you know.
What do you know about that? Because some neighborhoods now.
We just went through that at Pelican Sound over the last 5 or 6 years. And yes, you do need to go through the village. You're going to have to engage a transportation engineer. If you're, you know, these are traffic flow signage. So you're changing the permitted and approved signage and striping plan for the community. If you do that, you're taking on liability. So you want to make sure that it's properly engineered, follows the uniform transportation booklet, and gets permitted properly. Because as you suggest, stop signs are merely suggestions. And all the more reason to make sure you've dotted all your I's and crossed your T's if somebody gets into an accident or there's a fatality. Now, just an awareness sign that there's a crosswalk up ahead that, you know, there wasn't a sign for that, that's not as big an issue. But start doing posting of speed limits and changing speed limits and stopping, things of those nature, yield, we want to make sure you got
The right approval and permitting, so.
I suggested to them that they put the hawk thing in.
Yeah.
To give automatic brakes to speeders.
highly effective.
And that's a deterrent.
And I think that is way more effective than...
Before they go into changing, you know, the total, you know, dynamic.
Well, the other thing that they were going to do is move the crosswalks. And I said, your sidewalk is here, you're going to move the crosswalk here. Well, how are people going to get from here to here other than walking in the street? So...
Well, I'm glad they're looking for solutions, but...
They are.
We got to slow the cars down, is the main issue.
Right, and people need to learn to drive properly. Okay, the other suggestion that was, and I'll be right with you, was suggested that we put cart path lanes on the roadways.
You mean the main drag? Still a drop drag, yeah.
Roads
Even a
aren't,
biking lane, car path lane.
roads aren't wide enough, and again, that's altering
It's pretty wide.
traffic. It's altering the traffic, and you would have to get approval. The roads aren't wide enough to do, because you'd have to put it on both sides. So, I mean, that's, you know, I mean,
That won't work.
no, okay, you
But
want,
just, if you cannot put a sign on top, can you paint it on the floor? At least something else to, say stop and have something, instead of a stop sign,
Oh,
the red one.
You're required to have a stop bar with a stop sign, so what you're referring to is the painting on the pavement.
Instead of having a sign, just have something painted on the floor.
no, we
I don't
cannot.
know.
I wouldn't.
No?
This goes back to the same issue we're having with the kids with the golf cart behind
Yeah.
the clubhouse. I mean, I don't like making
Okay.
laws for just a few people
Right.
to break.
But the thing is, like, and that's another thing, the sign is huge. The soccer field says, no golf carts crossing here.
But it doesn't work.
Every day,
Yeah.
I see it.
Might as well take it out.
Yeah.
And that's other parents that cross all of them and destroy all
Hundreds of
the...
them.
Right.
Seriously, and this...
But understandably so. Once again, that's an issue that we've talked about. There's a sign, but then when you think about where all these parents are going to go and come from, there's not enough room there either.
But they can use the sign and go like this.
Could use the path.
Of course they
To
can.
a certain point, but there's so many carts that path is now going to be full, you know.
But still, they could do that. It's, yeah.
I think you should, to your point, I think you should hit them in the pocketbook.
Yeah.
If that hawk really works,
Oh, yeah.
leave it there for a month. I mean, get everybody, and then after a while,
They have it in Bellaterra. I mean, it worked. And they don't even have it there anymore.
hit them in the pocketbook, you know, that's the
Well,
only really
I really
true
think,
deterrent.
I agree, and that's where they're going to have to go, because, okay.
Because there is a way to go here.
Yeah. Excuse me, you had a question?
My name is Fran Ferrari, I live on Stratton Road, and I've been to this meeting and to the master board meeting. And in listening to everyone talk about the stop signs and the humps and the bumps, or whatever they're called, I think, in my opinion, if we had a police presence that would give out a ticket other than just being there and giving everybody warnings. I think that if they change I believe the police have different, we hire them on different levels.
Right, that's the HOA that does that.
Okay,
Big cost to it. Big cost.
okay.
So we're better off with the hawk.
The hawk is just like a drone.
But
it'll do the same
he's
thing.
just giving out a warning.
No,
And
it'll give
they're-
you a ticket.
They get tickets.
It'll give you- Yeah, it'll
Yes.
scan you and it'll give you speed, and it'll issue a ticket with your license plate, and take a
You
picture.
have to pay for it.
So that is a fine that that person, okay, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you, Fran.
I didn't know that.
Because you're right,
you
and
know
that's
why?
been,
Because you haven't been stopped and you didn't get a ticket.
That is right, I'm abiding by the rules.
Very good, thank you.
yeah, the off-duty police officers are expensive.
Okay, I
Today you can
didn't know
do
that
that.
Stanley could do that, honestly, and I'm happy. I'm happy.
Well, I
No,
believe
it's not-
is a Hawken, is that a Lee County ticket, or is that a ticket from the community?
It's
It's an HOA ticket.
And that's great.
Or if you had a cop in here, an off-duty police officer writing a ticket, would that be a Lee County?
Yes.
Like a
Yes.
points on your license? See, then that's almost like more deterrent, right? Because now you got a fine, and we're gonna hit you in your license, like if you're gonna put points on your license.
Well, that's, the HOA has to work on that, so, yeah,
Discussing
that's
something we have no,
no control over. So, with the meeting on the 14th, I'm gonna be there,
I'll be there.
I might be able to,
Okay.
I was just looking at flights, I might be able to move.
okay. Oh, before, yes.
I'm not sure what time the meeting
What
is.
time is the meeting?
I believe it's 6 o'clock. I will let you all know. Our meeting's at 9 o'clock in the morning. Their meeting's at 6, or 6:30.
It's either 6 or 6:30.
6:30.
Go. What you're thinking.
So I can
That's okay, Phil. Bring your Getty with you. Okay. The financials. We okay with all this? So I'll let Dennis know that there'll be several of us at the meeting on the 14th. And we won't be able to make any decisions, but we can take back ideas and discuss.
We've had, it's been a long time, but it's happened in the past, it's just sort of a workshop.
Just to talk about, so we're on the same
Discussing
page.
things.
Good.
And this will be good so that we can let them know that, the roads and the stuff, they just can't. Anyway, okay. Well, this is the year-end budget, and as Jeff said, we have done really well, really well. The assessment levies have come in. We've been fully funded with those, for all of these. Our cash balance as of last Friday, was 279. I know, how are we with, did we pay the water?
Yes.
Okay, so everything's been paid, we're current with our payables.
All payables are current.
And that's $279,000, and again, kudos to Jeff and John, because I know 3 years ago, we were borrowing money from the irrigation fund just to meet payroll. So at this point in time, we are really in good spot. Let's not rest on our laurels and keep doing the positive things so we continue this way. Chuck said of the two from and two due was all taken care of.
That's been taken care of subsequent to the September 30th financials.
Yeah.
That's why all the payables are paid.
Paid up, everything's good, so we're really, so thank you for getting that done, Chuck. So the cash is good. I'm trying to think, I was going through, again, one of my comments was going to be to the revenues that, we've done so well with the golf course and expenses. Does anybody have any questions with regard to the revenues or anything that you think we need to change for the budgets for next year?
I've got a handful of questions.
Okay.
On page 1, Chuck, we've got the debt service lines right there. So the Series 1 bond, we've got $199,695 in there. Am I right in thinking in November we owe $81,802?
You're on page 1?
Page 1, yeah, the balance sheet.
The governmental funds?
Yeah, actually, that would be in your budget and in the amortization schedules.
Okay.
Keep in mind any balance that you're going to not be looking at the construction fund, you'll be looking at the debt service fund.
Understood.
The balance is going to include upcoming payments as well as the debt service reserve number.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so I think we're good on both the Series 1 and Series 2 as far as funding. Page 3, the special revenue fund. What exactly is this the building, basically?
This is the building.
Okay. When I look at that operational gain of 667 on a 7.8 million outlay, I mean, there's land and everything else in there. That's pretty good, a 3.5% ROI. That feels pretty good. I think page 4 and 5 are going away.
Yes, that's all paid. That was the residence payment.
Page 7, the debt series fund, Series 2. Am I right in thinking that's pretty much on autopilot? Like the revenue will come in based upon the taxes that come in? And that will look at so.
We levy based upon the amortization schedule. So that's flat.
And then the interest, well, yeah, we're not going to get much interest on that anyway.
No, those are very low yield, very low risk.
Yeah.
Bonds and
Before it ends, I have
Yes.
something to ask.
About the budgets?
You should see that.
Okay.
It's kind of the budget, but connected with something.
Okay.
Page 8, we've got quite a bit. That's where we're going to get the interest back on those modified CD that we agreed to at the last meeting.
No, this is your capital projects fund. This is what's funding your roadway project that was awarded.
Yeah, but don't we,
And landscaping improvements around the perimeter upgrades.
do we not have money sitting there that we're accruing interest on with that right now?
There is, and for the current month, you earned a little, 15,445.
Okay.
But that money sits with the trustee.
Yeah.
The trustee manages it, and it's typically very low risk, very low yield.
Okay. I'm good there.
Irrigation, we're building that up.
You needed to.
Yes. We're getting payments from the, because now we've got, I'm getting my bills monthly,
Yeah, we're on a good schedule, everything's tracking as it should.
as it should. So we're back to,
Yeah, we're caught up on past dues.
okay, and the golf course paid theirs, so we're good.
Yeah, subsequent to October 1, we did transfers on, and part of that was what the golf course owed us.
Okay, good. Okay, perfect.
We had to pay them what we owed them out of the general fund first.
Right.
That money to pay us. So we were
Playing checkers.
cleaning it up for the year end. So they ready to pull the trigger on the audit.
Okay.
Chuck, these doubtful accounts in the irrigation fund, when they get to a certain dollar amount, do we leave?
Yes. Actually, we don't lien, we start by cutting them off. You actually have a cutoff procedure as a part of your rules.
Yes. We used to get a list of that in the back of the,
Yeah, well, at one point we had 80 or so.
and the last time I think it was only like
And,
5.
And, yeah, you're right, we did the cutoffs, and then it didn't matter to some people.
Right.
Because they'd switch over to the drinking water side of it, so we did do some liens.
Right.
And we chased those for 2 or 3 years, and I think we got down to a handful of accounts, that was it.
Yeah.
Do you want to see the list, or?
No, it's not being taken care of.
Yeah.
No, we used to get a list.
We used to get them.
Yeah, that when it was,
Well, even when there were only like 3 or 4.
We'd get a monthly report.
Yeah, see if they could add that too. I'd just like to see who else owes us money.
Like an aging on it as well.
Right,
you know?
and they do.
And it had an aging on
it
it.
does.
And there were only, I think the last time I saw it, which was a while ago, there were like 4. It was like $3,000 or something.
Yeah, it was very de minimis.
Minimal, yes. Okay.
Are you hearing any feedback from the department which is doing the billing for the irrigation? Like, I know that there was a lot of back and forth.
Everything's tracking.
Everything's good? Okay, good.
Well, John's group now is doing the billing, reading the meters, and everything's going along fine, and, you know, we're doing good. Thank you,
Actually,
John.
on that, just real quick, I've been gone a lot, but I noticed that the, irrigation lake is pretty full. I guess, have they been pumping a lot of, did we get a lot of rain while I was gone, or have they been pumping?
No, not really.
It just seemed like it was pretty low, and I was pretty much gone a lot for about a 2 or 3 week time period there.
Yeah.
That's built up.
It just looks a lot fuller than when I left.
In a short period of time.
Then they're probably just pumping more water, giving us more water at the moment. Probably that influx, that October influx of people. But they told us, because there's 10 communities affected by that Three Oaks plant that they're redoing, that we're not gonna be getting the same amount of water as we typically do during the seasonal months.
Does that mean a good thing or a bad thing?
Because it's less water, that's where we get our water for the golf course, and everybody gets their water for their homes, irrigation ones. So far, it's status quo, we haven't seen it that, but January 1, I'm thinking that's when we're really gonna start to see.
John, what are they doing out there? By the Miramar's?
I have no idea, they're jack and boring something, they're running something underneath the road.
No, I'm talking just before you get to our gate on the right-hand side.
Yeah, that's what I
They
thought.
redid the water, the pipes there.
They were messing with our fluid, because ours is
Yeah.
kind of, I don't know, there's nothing there that I
Concrete in
know.
there too.
I think they jacked some board or some pipe on the road, or, I don't know, tapped into something, wasn't for us.
No, not ours. Okay.
Chuck, page 21, the 14 revenue bond, is that the Lake Bay erosion one?
No, that's the golf course.
Golf course 14.
That's the golf course bond. That's the part that we just finished paying.
Yeah, theirs was 15 years, and the residential side was 10 years. So this is the 5-year offset.
And then the last 2 payments we have in reserve. The interest in them.
I got you, okay.
Any questions with any of the financials?
Looks really good.
Jeff and John, you're good with everything?
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed, well, there's just one thing I gotta see. Looks like my early order chemicals got put in September for, yeah, so I gotta call Lucy, because that money right there is, even though I ordered in September, that's deferred till like March 1st of '24, or June.
Okay. Which one
So it
is
looks like,
that?
and I made a note, we made a note to, hey, make sure this is deferred, this is early order program. We do it every year. So I gotta get that squared away.
Which one is that,
Yeah,
John?
that's under chemicals for the month, the 39,000.
$39,663.
Okay,
Yeah, it seems like my early order for '24.
okay. All right. There's nothing else, can I have a motion to accept the,
Yeah, motion to accept the...
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You had a quick question?
Yeah, quick question, because it was about the flowers that you plant in the front and all this. Is there any way to save money on that and put perennials, beautiful plants that, with the colors? I'm glad I could help.
No, you have a wonderful garden. I've seen your home. Your home is beautiful.
On plants, but instead of keeping changing, now this is expensive and economy, it's going crazy. So if we save money on that one time, plant beautiful perennials and leave it there. And there are many communities that we can go around and check, they're doing it like that and stop buying the flowers that we have to constantly replace. I don't know.
John, if you
What
could-
do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, that's not a me choice, that's more of a community. It's typically what's done in communities. You have areas designated for annual flower beds, and you just replace them 2 to 3 times a year, 4 times a year.
That they don't have that anymore. They have-
Well, I understand that, but I mean, that's just,
John?
a whole, you gotta ask your whole neighborhood. You can't just ask me, right? You gotta ask the whole neighborhood. 'Cause it's for the residents. The flowers are for the residents.
I'm happy to help if there is a need.
If you have the required people that you live with in your community want to do that, you're one of one person that would like to see.
I have a couple of people that...
Okay, so there's 5, but that's what I'm saying.
But...
You got a board member who agrees with their...
Right, there you go. So I mean...
Could you, for the next meeting or the December meeting, put together flowers, it could be perennials, that we could put?
Or some kind of nice plant.
Okay, and just, maybe we do it for a couple of the things and plant them in the others, just if that's something that the residents would
I think
like.
it's a fine idea.
Just for perspective,
Do we know what beds we want to do, or we're going to do them all?
I don't know.
well, just for perspective, your flower budget annually is what?
For the common grounds is around, well, let's see, 3 times, about 18,000?
I mean,
15 to
And
18,000.
they don't last long. I saved the other day,
Yeah.
Okay.
like 40 cans. They were still about to bloom. I said, why don't you take them out?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, no.
so we might could save half if we did something more, potentially.
Okay, John, let's just look and maybe get some pictures of what we might do. I mean, we've already budgeted for next year. I mean, it's not something we can
I mean,
change
you
overnight.
could take it out the next planning, right? We just planted these, but you can take them out, I think January, sometime in January, we're due for our next.
Well, let's
because
look at it.
2 years ago, we voted to add another install.
Right.
So we're on 3 installs a year instead of 2 typically.
Well, let's look at it.
Sure.
Okay, we'll take a look.
Question?
Yes.
I am involved in Del Haven. That would have to come off a vote, right? For the community?
No?
No.
That, does it?
No, it's
That was my
common.
understanding of the gentleman.
No, I was just saying that you should want to maybe involve the community in that. Hey, do we want to get rid of?
One person can make that choice.
No, I'm not saying that one person, I mean, if we get ideas, I mean, it's the board that would make the final decision. No, it does not go to a community vote. So,
I mean, everybody has their own opinion, which they're entitled to.
absolutely.
I think it's fine the way it is, that's me, I've been living here over a year and a half, but I've been coming down here for many years. I think it's beautiful. You change it every time and it looks nice.
I know some board members would like the perennials. I kind of like the changing. So again, if John can show us some different things and we can discuss it.
And if you would design a few templates of what you think would look Or maybe a pallet, bring a pallet of what flowers, perennials, you know what I mean?
I can.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so-
It's about saving also money from everyone.
Because she has a nice home, her garden's very nice.
So, I mean, that's just something we could think about, and I appreciate that. Yes, Sean?
Can this be brought up at the workshop, so the HOA is here, and then some of you guys are here?
Again, no decisions can be made there, we can discuss it.
Well,
Yes,
This be brought up.
yes. Absolutely. Okay.
By the way, did you notice the candy canes we put in?
I like that. Very good.
Just throwing that out there, it's kind of happy.
You're already putting up Christmas decorations?
Yeah, man, this is that time of
Yeah.
year. Thanksgiving's part of Christmas, and you know that.
Go to Lowe's and
Thanksgiving,
to
Christmas,
Costco, they've
one
already
and the
got
same.
Christmas stuff up.
Briefly on that note, the holiday stuff, the fountains that are in the driving range
Yeah,
will be green and
Red?
red for the holidays. The
nice.
lights.
Very nice.
And typically the day, the weekend or the following, depending on, Thanksgiving's always a Thursday, but usually that following Friday, we try to get the lenses and the center meeting out.
Instead of the red and the green.
They're gonna do the fountains the week of Thanksgiving, so
Okay.
Monday or Tuesday.
Very good. Last year I went to Lowe's to get some more Christmas lights the week before Christmas, and they had them all put away. They're getting the summer stuff out. Anyway, meeting minutes. Any questions on page 1? My question to John on page 2 was the bridges, and I know we're well on our way with that.
Yes, and I forgot to even mention this, guys. Yeah, we need more money for the bridge repair. So that, remember the 15,000 for the metal, we got that, we're fine there. It's the amount of money for replacing the wood, which we didn't realize.
How much do you think you're going to?
Right now, I'd say probably 3,000 to 5,000.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of a big number, but I'm thinking we're only on this one bridge right now. That's 16, there's about 1,600 that was allocated, and that all went to 13.
Okay.
And 13 is kind of a small bridge, you know, so 5 were on some of the worst bridges we know of, because this was the bridge that we were working on repairing. We're like, hey, we have an issue here, we need to check everything out. So,
This is safety, it's gotta get done.
yeah, I'm just gonna say, put, maybe 5,000, if we exceed it, we'll come again, and say, hey, I need.
I make a motion for 5,000, spend on the bridges to bring them up to safety.
So we're getting up to the $20,000 range.